Hey everybody, Dr. Pancakeface here, and in this video I'm going to be going over my explosive arrow build. Now, I don't normally ever use any weapons that shoot arrows, but I see how effective they are when people use the explosive tipped arrows, so I figured, it'd be kind of fun to try and make a build centered around the explosive tipped arrows. So, here it is. Okay, so first, we'll go over the skills. Here in the Enforcer tree, I grabbed Transporter, because that's always nice to have. Bulletstorm I grabbed because it's kind of good to have, but at the same time I kind of needed to spend some points to get up to here. Next, I grabbed Underdogs, which is good to have because it does damage. 15% bonus damage when you're surrounded by enemies, which is good considering that my main weapon does 715 damage. And then it's a dodge build, so it's kind of nice to have that reduced damage whenever you got people around you. So that's pretty good to have. Obviously, I grabbed stun resistance because whenever I go up the Enforcer tree, I always grab stun resistance. And then I need to spend another point to get up to here, so I picked up Die Hard, which it's usable depending on what you use as your primary. If you have the crossbows, then you can use your primary and bleed out, but if you have one of the bows, so like the Plains Rider bow or the English longbow, then you can't use either of those when you're on the ground. So keep that in mind when you're picking your primary. Now, ammo specialist. Gotta have this. Definitely gotta have this because you can't resupply any of the explosive tipped arrows from ammo on the ground. So you kind of have to carry around your ammo with you. So this is definitely a good one to have. And then this does actually work with the explosive tipped arrow ammunition. So it does increase your ammo capacity and it does increase your ammo pickup rate. So that's pretty cool. And then at the end, once I got done picking all the stuff that I knew that I needed, I had 12 points left. I didn't really know what to spend it on. I thought about spreading out and getting a couple of, skills here and there in the lower tiers. Or I could grab Berserk. I mean, 100% extra damage with ranged weapons. And with a weapon that's dealing 715 damage, that's 1400 damage when Berserk's going. That is a lot of damage. I decided I'd go with Berserk. Over here in Mastermind, I picked up a couple things. I grabbed Endurance for the stamina. I grabbed Cable Guy so I can tie people quicker and tie more people. I grabbed Dominator because that's just always good to have. I mean, if you're playing a mission that doesn't have hostages, like, I don't know, Rats Day 1, or maybe all of your hostages have been freed or killed or something, then the Dominator is definitely good to have. You can dominate one of the guys. Get one of your guys back out of custody. That one's always a fun one to have. Spotter, I grabbed this for the bonus 15% damage, because 15% of 700, I think, is 40 damage? Something like that. That's a decent amount of damage. So I went ahead and grabbed Spotter. I just went basic. I didn't really bother with Aced. But yeah, I just went basic for the bonus damage. I didn't put anything into Technician. Ghost here. I grabbed a Sprinter. I aced that out for the bonus sprint speed. The 25% bonus dodge. And then the stamina. Cat Burglar, I just went into basic just for the fall damage reduction. I got Cleaner so that I could do the 5% extra damage to special enemies. And Fast Hands. Fast Hands is always good to have, but I also need to spend some points to get up to here because I want a basic Shinobi. So that is what I spent in Ghost. Over here in Fugitive, I went with a basic dodge build, sort of, kinda, just to get up to here. Thick Skin, don't really need that. Duck and Cover, that's good to have. Quick Fix, I don't need that, or Uppers. I just needed to spend some points, so that's where they went. Hidden Blade is kind of good because it helps with this. Get those bonus points for Sneaky Bastard. Running Gun, definitely good to have. Daredevil, I needed to spend some points, so that's where they went. And Brother's Keeper, I didn't really need that one either. I just needed to spend some points. Now, Swan Song is pretty good to have. I couldn't really think of anything else to get in this little area right here, so I picked up Swan Song. That's a pretty good one to have. I mean, there are times when I'm playing and I'll go down, which I'm on a dodge build, so it's not it doesn't really regenerate health like an ex-president's build or a oh god, what's it called? Grinder. There we go. Yeah, it doesn't regenerate health like either of those. So there are times when you go down. So this is really nice to have because you'll go into the down state and you just take off running. And since I'm using crossbows, you don't have to reload. You just shoot, wait a couple seconds, shoot, wait a couple seconds, shoot, wait a couple of seconds. It's fucking awesome. Now this, I needed to spend some points to get up to here. You probably could have spent the points here in low blow, but I don't think that explosive ammo actually works like that. Because so far, I mean, from what I can tell, I think that what it does is that once the explosive ammo gets, like the arrow gets within a certain proximity of the enemy, it just blows up. And I think this because once you get to the end of the game, it says what your preferred weapon is, and it just goes undefined. It has no idea. I mean, because you're basically, you're not killing anybody with the weapon. The weapon, you're shooting the arrow and it's getting close to the enemy, and then you're blowing up. So for some reason, that it doesn't really register as killing with the weapon. So I don't think that I could be wrong on that, but I don't think the critical hits work. But if they do, then just take these points here and throw them up into here, and boom, crit damage. Nice. Which that would be really nice with the explosive tipped arrows. Getting a critical hit doing 700 damage, that would be awesome. Now, on to the weapons here. I took a look. I'm using the heavy crossbow. That's what I came to the decision that that's the best one to have. And here's the reason why. I took a look at all the different stuff. And you've got the Planesrider bow, you've got the English longbow, the light crossbow, and the heavy crossbow. Now, of these weapons, the Planesrider bow does the lowest amount of damage, but it also has the highest rate of fire. Which, don't pay attention to the rate of fire on these, because these have completely different rates of fire. This thing takes fucking ever to put the arrow back onto the bow. I mean, granted, it's doing 850 damage, so you're one-shot anything except for Dozer. You don't one-shot a Dozer. But I mean, hell, I shot the freaking the turret on top of the SWAT van. I shot that on Hoxton Breakout Day 1. One-shot the damn thing with this thing. This thing hits hard. So if you want a primary weapon that is going to hit really, really hard, this is the one to go with. But it has a fairly low ammo count, so you gotta pick your shots. Now the Planesrider bow obviously has the most ammo and the highest rate of fire, but deals the least amount of damage for the explosive tipped arrow weapons. Deals 264. The light crossbow is a little bit faster, has the same total ammo. Sorry, a little bit slower, not faster. Same total ammo, but look at the damage, 320. And then with the heavy crossbow, you've got 44 ammo, 710 damage. Little bit slower than light crossbow, but still faster than the English longbow. And the English longbow, 44 total ammo, 850 damage. This thing is slow as Christmas. This thing takes forever to shoot. Now, the damage that they do, the Planesrider bow, I have found, if I shoot the ground near the green SWAT, I actually wind up having to shoot him twice. Surprisingly enough, that like once you go out in the blast radius, it's like the damage just drops off the face of the fucking earth. So a lot of times, if I don't hit him directly, I wind up having to shoot him a second time, which kind of sucks, but at the same time, it's splash damage. So if I'm hitting 3 guys and I have to shoot 3 guys twice, then hey, I'm saving ammo. Now, other enemies like the taser, depending on how close you get the arrow to the taser, it might be a 2-shot, might be a 3-shot. So that kind of sucks. It takes quite a few shots with this to get the armor off of the bulldozer. So yeah, even though it's got explosive tipped arrows, it's, you wind up eating through them. Now for the light crossbow, this one deals a little bit more damage, but I do find that I do have to make a couple of shots to kill the specials. 2 shots for the tan SWATs, 2 shots for the specials. I think 2 or 3 shots gets all the armor off of the, I think 3 shots gets all the armor off the dozer. So, not too bad, but honestly, I want to be able to one-shot a lot of these guys. So, I went with the heavy crossbow. Deals enough damage to one-shot the tasers one-shots the cloakers. 2 shots and, like, well, it might be 1 shot. I think it's 2 shots. 2 shots and all the armor's off of the dozer. So this thing's pretty nice. And it's also got a pretty decent rate of fire. Then we got the English longbow. This thing hits like a fucking truck. I mean, this thing hits hard. This thing will one-shot anything other than a dozer. And a dozer, I think 1 shot to it takes all of its armor off. But what's annoying is that dozers have so much health that it takes several shots from these things to get them off. So essentially, what you want to do is you want to be able to, with the explosive ammo here, you want to be able to shoot them, get all their armor off, and then let somebody shoot them in the head. Because they have a crap ton of armor. Or not armor, health. Like, body health. Head health, not as much. Body health, shit ton of body health. I mean, with this, the heavy crossbow, you're shooting them... Oh gosh, you're shooting them... I think I killed one time with 3 shots, and I killed another one time with like 5 or 6 shots. It's kind of weird. Sometimes the explosive, even though you hit them directly, sometimes the explosive ammo does a little bit less. Don't know why. It's probably has something to do with its coding. But yeah, that is the primary weapon. So there's 4 different ones that you can use. So, you know, just kind of figure out which one you want to do, figure out what your playstyle is, and pick the one that's appropriate for you. Now, for the secondary, obviously I went with the pistol crossbow. Now this one is dealing 150 damage, which, it's crazy. I can one-shot the green swats to the head with a pistol that does 40 damage, but it takes sometimes 2 hits, depending on where I hit him. If I hit him, you know, at the ground, 2 hits to kill him with this. Hit him in the chest, 1 hit to kill him. So, you know, kind of strange. But yeah, this thing, pretty decent fire rate. I mean, this thing fires quick, and you have a nice amount of total ammo. So essentially, the way that I normally do it, the heavy crossbow I use in my primary, and it's a slow, heavy hitting weapon, and the pistol is still a fairly heavy hitting weapon, but it's a lot faster. So depending on the situation, if I need a lot of shots, I'll switch to the pistol crossbow, and if I'm doing 1 shot at a time, I will use the heavy crossbow. Now, these things are fucking awesome, because shields, oh my god, shields, I love shields. As soon as I see a shield, just put a round anywhere near the damn shield and they're dead. I fucking love it. That's one of the things that I love about the explosive tipped arrows, because most of my other builds can't really deal with shields very easily without running around them. So to be able to be able to, like, you know, just bah, with shield, whatever, blow it up. That's pretty nice. Now, as far as what I'm using on this thing, obviously I've got explosive bolts. I mean, you could do pretty much whatever you want, because either one of these are going to do the exact same thing. It just comes down to your personal preference for looks. I kind of like the skeletal limb, but that's just me. For the grip, I have the camo grip, but I think either one does the same thing. No, sorry, I take that back. You do want the camo grip because you want the increased concealment, because you're doing a dodge class. And then the pistol red dot sight is, I mean, this thing's hard as dicks to aim with otherwise, so just go ahead and grab that. Your detection's going to be low enough, you're going to get the full bonus from Sneaky Bastard, so you can go on ahead and grab that. Now I'm using the buzzer for my melee. For my throwing, I personally prefer the Molotov cocktail, but if you want to go with nothing but arrows and bolts and shit like that, then hey, grab the javelin. Why not? Obviously, I've got the ammo bag for my equipment, because you can't pick up any ammo off the ground, so you definitely got to carry the ammo bag wherever you go. Can't bring anything else. And then for the armor, clearly, 2-piece suit. Oh, and the deck. I mean, obviously I'm doing a dodge build, so rogue's the way to go. Now, I am kind of interested. I do think this would be an interesting build to try out with Grinder, simply because of all the splash damage. Because you do so, like, when enemies group up and they're bottlenecking and shit like that, you do so much splash damage with this. You'll hit, 2, 3, 4 guys at a time with 1 arrow, so I feel like the Grinder deck would do really nice with this. I don't know. I'm going to have to fuck around with that. But for now, I'm pretty much doing nothing but dodge in this one. Maybe I'll do a grinder and explosive arrows video later, but for now, just dodge. So as a result, we're going to go with the road deck. And I think that's it. Yeah, that pretty much does it for this build. And yeah, like I said before, I used a heavy crossbow here, as you can see. Has a decent rate of fire. That's my slow shooting heavy hitter that one-shots anything other than a bulldozer. And then I have my pistol crossbow over here that will one-shot the green, one-shot the green swats, two-shot the tans, two-shot the specials depending on where I hit them. No, I take that back. Cloakers require several shots from this. It's like 4 or 5 shots. They have a shit ton of health. So yeah, that is my explosive arrow build. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked it, go on ahead and hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And I'll catch you guys later.